Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episode 1016. So, we had a little hiatus last week. I don't know why. I knew why we had that big hiatus before because of the Toei hack and everything. I don't know why we had another one right here. I don't know if it was like the time of year, everything, or just, I don't know, I don't know what kind of holidays and stuff they celebrate in Japan that would cause them to be taking a week off or whatnot. It might have been something else that was on at that time that they couldn't get the slot for or something. I don't know. But we had a week off after the phenomenally animated episode we had before. And so the fight against Kaido is about to begin. The true climactic final fight against Kaido here. Now, obviously, we know this fight's gonna last, a long time. But there's also a lot of other stuff still happening. One, we've got others up there who are most likely going to take on the likes of Big Mom and maybe King and Queen as well. We have the other Straw Hats still involved in their own things, off where they're at, so there's that. There's basically a lot that's still going to happen here. It's not just going to all be the fight with Kaido the entire time. So, it's going to be interesting to see where everything just kind of ends up going. But we did get a lot of great information last time, including the fact that Yamato made Ace's Beaver card, which is huge. The Beaver card that first appeared in Alabasta, that Ace gave a piece of to Luffy to hold on to. It's from all the way back then. That was in the 100s for the episodes, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but I think it was. And now we're in over episode 1000, and we find out the origin of that. We still don't entirely know how they're made. We just know that they do require DNA from the person that they're being made for. So we don't entirely know yet how they're made. It's something I am just genuinely curious about, though. And maybe we'll find out at some point. But one thing interesting I want to point out. Back in Dressrosa, and I realized this because of rewatching it with Rough Senpai's reactions. Back in Dressrosa, Sabo made a Beaver card for Luffy. This is something I had completely forgotten about. Sabo made a Beaver card for Luffy, and he took a piece. Other pieces went to the 7 captains of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And it's that's really fascinating to me. I think we're definitely going to learn about Beaver cards in a lot more depth at some point, and I'm genuinely interested in how that's all going to be explained, and even just how they would possibly be made in the first place. Are they made with some kind of possible special mineral or something? I don't know. Is it a devil fruit power? That would be interesting, and if so, how? Because Sabo made Luffy's on Dressrosa, but Yamato made Ace's on Wano. So I feel like it can't just be a devil fruit power. I don't know. But either way, I am very much excited to see where this goes. We're getting started into the true climax of this arc. And yeah, it's insane. But we know that there's going to be more insane stuff to come. Um, we're going to have a lot of big stuff coming up in the future of this series, and we're definitely entering the end game. It's not 100% clear on how close we are. Oda said like I think 4 or 5 years or something like that, but I think he said that like a year or two back. But honestly, who knows? I don't honestly think he necessarily expected it to go on this long as it is. So it's just hard to say, because first Wano needs to be finished, and then you have to get through like any other arcs that are still going to happen. I'm guessing probably 2 or 3 more arcs, because we still have to get to Elbaf. That is still a major must. We have to get Shanks involved, and actually, you know, have him become a major character, like for real. Blackbeard still has to like really get involved as well, and then there also is this like war that has been hyped up by Oda and other, even in the series. Like it's even mentioned at the end of Dressrosa that an incident is going to occur, at least partially caused by the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And it's been hyped up to be a war that honestly is going to make Marineford look like nothing. And I'm assuming it's going to involve pretty much everyone that we've met in this series, and that's going to be insane. I'm assuming that's going to be probably the end or near the end of the series. That's either going to be the final arc, or there's going to be one smaller arc afterwards to close it out. That's my theory. But that's going to be huge, and I don't think that's going to have to be after Elbaf. So that's at least 2 or 3 more arcs right there, but there might even be another one on top of those. So we've still got a few more to go, I think. Honestly, I think Oda's prediction of like 4 to 5 more years or so, whatever he exactly said, I don't think that's going to end up sticking, unless these next arcs aren't going to be as long. Because if they're on the scale that recent arcs in this in the post time skip have been, I don't think that's going to be possible. I mean, just with the war that's coming in and of itself, that's going to take up, I think, a long time. That's going to be a very hefty arc, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm excited to see where this goes. We're just probably going to get some more great action, some more great stuff with our characters, and who knows exactly which characters it's going to focus on for this one. We'll see. In the meantime, let's just get this started and hope for the best. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and it fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. In the reaction, I said see y'all next time at the end instead of see y'all back at the redirect. So this episode was pretty focused on the roof stuff, as the fans call it, roof piece. But we did get one small additional part to it, and that was Sanji fighting against the sexiness of Black Maria and her women. And we see that he's actually doing pretty well fighting against them. he's having moments where he's internally, like, struggling. And we see that it does even come outward at some points. He doesn't kick them. He never, like, attacks them physically like that. The only thing he ever actually does against them is ties them up in spider webs and everything. But he does manage to stop them, except for Black Maria, who unleashes her spider form. But Sanji is still having trouble. He's still, switching between his inner thoughts and his determination and motivation to be able to escape, because he knows he's at a disadvantage in this fight. He knows he's not going to be able to take on Black Maria. Now, she specifically asked Sanji for information about Robin. I wonder why. I wonder, like, what she wants to know about Robin, why she's wondering where Robin is. Like, what is the deal with that? Hopefully we find that out sooner rather than later. But honestly, who knows? We didn't catch up with anyone else in this episode. Didn't see Yamato and Momonosuke. We didn't see Jinbei and Who's Who. We didn't see anyone else. Not even Chopper and them down there. It was otherwise entirely focused on continuing from where we left off with Roof Piece. So Luffy and Kaido, like, exchange a few blows. Luffy manages to mostly dodge one of Kaido's hits. He continues to try to go after him, but Law does stop him and to basically tell him off, because Law is kind of being a petty asshole. It's like, not the time, my dude, to bitch about Luffy giving you an order, so it seems like you were just following him instead of doing what you were going to do anyways. That's a really petty as fuck thing to, like, get involved with. And then Kid is just kind of being, like, amused but annoyed by them, and they all start getting on each other's nerves. They end up having, like, this chicken contest with Prometheus's fireballs, the flaming bonbons or whatever they're called, and they all just refuse to dodge because they're being just stupid. And then Killer and Zoro work together because they're not petty as fuck, and they'll actually, focus on what they're supposed to be doing. And Zoro acknowledges that Killer was Kamazo, and Killer acknowledges Zoro being there and everything, and it's like, okay, so we are, like, getting that acknowledgement, Zoro recognizing the laugh and everything. That's fun. That's fun. And they even taunt each other a little bit. Like, Killer's like, oh, well, if I had my Punishers, I would have, like, killed you, no problem. And Zoro's like, yeah, you wish. They're just messing with each other a little bit, but their chemistry with each other is a little more playful, rather than, like, with their captains, who are just kind of being petty dumbasses. So I think it's a little more okay in that regard. Unfortunately, Law doesn't have any of his crew here at the moment. It would be cool to kind of see his first mate, Beppo, fighting with them too. Though I don't think Beppo is as strong as the others, just to be fair. But it would be cool if he was. But yeah, we get a little bit of action, seeing a little bit of Big Mom and Kaido fighting them, but it's not heavily into the fight yet. Like, there's not constant attacking going on. So we're just going to kind of have to see where it goes. It kind of just leaves us wanting for more at the moment. Not that that's a bad thing. After how the last episode went, this does definitely deliver on getting us still excited. But it's really building up to the true meat of the fight. And I think when it comes down to it, they're probably going to have to split the party in a way. Um, I think Law and Kid should probably go for Big Mom. There's no way all three of them are going to be able to fight both emperors at once, so they should definitely need to split them up and focus a little more. If Law and Kid go for Big Mom, maybe with Killer as well, then have Luffy and Zoro take on Kaido. I think that would probably be the best case scenario in this regard. It would just make the most sense in my opinion, and it would allow for a more focused battle to happen here. But honestly, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? As I said in the pre-thoughts, like Zoro and Killer could even end up fighting like King and Queen. Like they could end up coming up here. Who knows? I'm definitely excited to see where this goes, though. There's a lot of great action that they're really getting into. The animation was still really great here, maybe not on the level. Well, definitely not on the level of the last episode, but still really damn great. And it's like, it's clear that we're entering the climax of Wano. And I'm very excited to see how this fight goes down. So, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of this episode of One Piece? And in regards to getting the episode, I'm probably going to still try to download them, but the Crunchyroll player actually it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It definitely wasn't as bad as it has been in the past. So that's definitely a possibility if we ever need to use it again. But we're still going to try to download them if we can. It just makes things so much easier, and honestly, in case any issue happens with the internet, it just makes things safer for reactions. So, like I said, tell me your thoughts down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.